Hello, everybody. This will be my cameraman today.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, everybody. That's my audience, and my name is Michael Swartz, and today I'll be talking to you about automobiles. Since my car is a big part of my life, since it gets me to and from work and everywhere else that I need to be. So it takes a lot of stress off of what I do. I want to talk about how big of a decision purchasing a car and how much it will affect your life because of how much it affects mine. When I first bought my first car that I'm paying for, payment plan, I did not take into all aspects of everything that I should have, which is why I chose to do the speech that I'm doing today. I took in part the price, which is I think one of the most important things you can when you're purchasing a car. You obviously need to get one that you can afford, because if you can't afford it, then it's not any good for you. But you also have to take into fact weather conditions, gas, everything that comes with a car. So the first type of car which I have is a car, which I said a couple times. They're relatively cheaper than, say, SUVs or trucks, but they are better on gas. They're a lot better on gas usually, depending on how you drive. If you don't gas the car all the time, gas it. They're easier to park, which is a big thing, because I don't like parallel parking. I don't know anybody that does. Easier to back up compared to a truck. But the con to them is they're not so good in snow. Like mine's a front wheel drive, but it's lower to the ground, so it doesn't really move in the snow. But the next car I will talk to you about is an SUV, which is like the intermediate between a truck and a car. It's like good on gas, good in the weather. It's a little more pricey than most cars, depending on the make and the model, of course, because that can differ depending on the model, because there's Mercedes out there that are very expensive compared to like a Chevy, which is a little more inexpensive. They're a little harder to park, better on gas, and then if you don't want an SUV or a car, you can always get a truck. Trucks are probably more expensive than both of them, and they're definitely worse on gas. They're bigger, so they're better in the snow. If that's what you're trying to get, a good snow car, that might be a good option for you if you can afford one, because trucks are more expensive on gas, more expensive to buy, and more expensive to maintain usually. But then you really don't have to worry about them driving around in the snow. And then there is also a motorcycle, depending on what you're trying to get out of your car purchase. If you're just looking for a daily driver, I would not recommend a motorcycle, because when it rains and snows, you can't drive a motorcycle anywhere. You're gonna be stuck, or you're gonna walk. So if you're looking for a daily driver, I would recommend a truck or an SUV, unless you could find a car that's an all-wheel drive and it's in your reasonable price. Because around here, we get a good amount of snow, and it's usually a lot, so that kind of traps you wherever you're at. And for me, I have to get to work, so if I can't get to work, I could get in trouble, and I try to avoid all that. But if you're looking for a car that you maybe drive when it's nice, sunny, whatever, in the summertime, bikes are great, or some type of cars, depending on what you're looking for, depending on what your taste in cars is. But motorcycles, they're great on gas. They're cheaper than trucks, cars, usually, depending on the make and model, of course. But there's a downside to them because they're very unsafe. You have to more so worry about other people around you because you have that box of metal around you in a car. The bikes, there's a lot of motorcycle accidents, which is the downside to that. So I wouldn't recommend that, but if that's what you want, that's what, but thank you for listening. I just hope everybody takes into consideration before they do a big purchase like that, because I know I learned from that, and I hope everybody else can learn from that before they take a big step in that part of their life. Thank you. Bye-bye.